Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the videos. I know it's been a while since I put a video out, but today we're going over to Leadfoot City. They're doing a Thanksgiving themed swap meet for their Sunday super swaps that they do on the third Sunday of every month. And this weekend they're doing a burnout competition, a little drift competition on their burnout pad, and a truck tug competition as well. So I had the 3000 here all ready to go. Basically, I just cleaned it from the last time we were there. We went to Sarasota Cars and Coffee last week and I got caught in the rain on the way home. I still have the RPF ones on because I just like the way they look. And I just aired the fronts down a little bit. They're at like 28 pounds of air. And then I bumped the rears up to like 40 PSI. That burnout pad, I went on it last week. I had 30 PSI all around. The car felt kind of slick. So I figure if I take add a little front grip, and those tires aren't great either. They're not like my Kendas on the other wheels. Figure if I add a little bit of front grip and a little less rear grip, I'll be able to just have more wheel speed, maybe make a little more smoke, I don't know. So my hope is to get there before the little open skid pad session is done at 9, before the competitions start. So I could just feel the car out, do a couple donuts, and then be good to go. And other than that, ready to go. I'm gonna get this thing out of the garage. I'm gonna head over to Leadfoot City. So we're going out for this little drift comp thing. It's on the skid pad, so they set up cones in a circle and then like one in the middle so you can do donuts, go in and out of the cones or whatnot. Morgan's standing on the outside edge. She's gonna get some video. And then it's kind of just like a freestyle, go out and do some donuts and whatnot out there. So we'll see what happens. I don't really know what to expect. I'm just gonna go out and do some donuts. I already did one like test hit on the car. And everything feels good, so should be good to go. Mike, you let her rip. Alright, so went out, did some donuts and stuff around the cones. Hate just about every cone. I don't do well with cone courses. And snapped the pinion flange on the diff. So it threw 2 bolts off the drive shaft. I wasn't really sure. I thought I just, somehow all my bolts loose and I just lost the drive shaft. Threw the 2 bolts back in and spin the drive shaft and the wheels aren't spinning. So good thing I have another diff at home. Good thing the drift season is over. And it's still in a factory LSD diff, open diff setup. So that'll be going in the car and we're gonna end
go home, get the truck trailer and all that to get this thing home and back into the garage. But it happens. This thing has lasted, you know, 5 years on that diff. At least it's not a transfer case, so I really can't complain. So now we're gonna watch the truck pulls and just enjoy the rest of the day until we gotta go home. So they have a whole car show area too here, and then the swap meet in the back. So kind of just cruising around, trying to find what?
The Buick? Yeah, well there's, no, that's not it.
Oh yeah, the Grand National. Oh, this is a different one than the one we saw roll in. That's cool. This is the guy that lives down the street from us. Is this the guy with the garages, the Corvette and the wedge trailer?
I have no idea.
I think it might be. This thing's so clean. Wow. Alright, so we just got home with this thing and this thing. We ended up taking the Suburban. I wish I recorded it, but we pulled the car and the truck out there and lined it up and pushed it in here. But we are all back in here. Come to the conclusion that the pinion has snapped, something related. Everything's with the car in the air, drive shaft spins okay. And then when we were rolling the car, the wheels weren't binding. So I honestly think it could have potentially been just a clean break on the pinion. So it's just a matter of now figuring out what I want to do. I have a spare differential right tucked in here, and this is still an open diff, and yeah, it's still a good diff. And I think what I'm gonna do is put the open, well, it's the VLSD, it might as well be an open. So I think what I'm gonna do is put that into the car and then get the car back on the road, still be able to street drive it, take it places and things like that. But look into, I have some diff parts up in the attic. I'm gonna have to look into what diff parts I have and see if I can rebuild this differential, or if it's just toast, and or if I could just find a pinion, or you know, the parts that I broke off of someone else that I can rebuild this one. Otherwise, I'll just search around for another differential and have it welded and whatnot, and just go from there. So today didn't really go as I wanted it to. I drove, it was very interesting how I was driving. I didn't drive great. This car is like a pancake. It's so wide, and I was just kicking cones everywhere. I'll admit to it, but you know, it happens. And you know, this car is much better on like big sweeping tracks and things like that. But you know, not too happy with how I drove. It is what it is. It's all part of the game. It sucks that the car broke. What happened was I clutched in, pulled the handbrake, and just dumped the clutch. I didn't even like slip it or anything like I usually do, and it just decided to let go. And you guys can hear in the video and see when it lets go, and you can hear it clunking around. So we'll get back together. Shout out to Leadfoot City for putting on an amazing event. Those guys are doing a lot of really cool things over there, so go check them out. They're going to be building a massive skid pad drift course, like OSW kind of, but just bigger than OSW. 8th Mile drag strip and tons of other cool stuff over there. So I'm really looking forward to that, and we'll keep you on the Foul Thursday and things like that with this thing once it's back together. And that's about it. And that's about it. So thank you for watching, guys. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back in the next one working on either the V drift car or the 3000. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.